Hello and welcome to this week's recording of the week ahead. It is 17 past 10. We'll be going through the major currencies euro, pound, CAD, Swiss, yen, the usual. Regarding data front, the fundamentals, we do have earning seasons for the top tier banks. Um, and for the EU, we've got the EU Leaders Summit. And where I'll be questioning is will they have the 750 billion recovery stance? So that'll be interesting. That's on Thursday. Um, Regarding yen, we've got the BOJ policy meeting. I doubt anything will change. And that's all the data front and CPI with the pound and dollar as well. Now, getting straight into it, looking at the Euro weekly in the technicals front, I'll be using the patterns, the support resistance, and obviously Fibonacci as well to go forward. This is the weekly, and looking at the weekly, we are at a descending channel. Um, the bulls are still in control as long as we're above the 111, in my opinion. So if we do go past 111, obviously 110 handle, the higher level 110 handle, which goes along with 50 EMA, which we have here. And at the moment, we really are on the weekly is actually quite crucial because we're on the 200 EMA. Now, for all those momentum traders, I'm pretty sure you guys are quite frustrated for a month now. We've not had that much movement. However, above the high levels of the 113 handle, I'll be looking at 114 and 115, as you can see by the arrows. But looking for the daily, looking at the week ahead and looking at intraday and swing trades. As you can see, same old consolidation above this trend line which we have, which I think is actually quite important. If you go above the trend line, obviously I'll be bullish, look for a pullback and go to the high end, sort of 114 level. I've got my Fibonacci sequence of retracement here, and if we do go below this trend line, that's all good. I'll be looking towards going down towards the range that we're in, so the 112, the 112 handle, and maybe hit the high levels of the 111 handle. Okay, and if there is further down movement, you guys can be looking at the 110 handle. And for more clarity, actually, I'd be looking at 200 EMA because that is a very nice level to be looking at. Looking at a daily, looking at your intraday kind of swing day trades. Again, we're stuck in the range. If the bears do come in control, I'd be looking at possibly selling around these areas here and maybe a little pullback. And I'd want to actually see how he reacts on this level here. Okay. Then I might go for a short again. And to be safe, you could even get your short go into the 111,694 area. Okay, anywhere further, again, as I mentioned on the daily, go on to the 110 handle. Bullish front, anywhere above the high levels of the 113 handle, going to the 114, maybe look for a pullback on the lower end of the 114 handle and go towards the 114 high levels. Pound has actually been quite nice. Last week he had great momentum trade, a quite bullish stance. But looking at the weekly, we're kind of in a wedge. Again, a descending channel, which is for most major pairs you will find. Yeah, a wedge, and you got the 50 EMA right here, and can it push towards the 127? Can we test that level again? Again, we do have a great line of resistance as well. But looking at the daily, okay, the blue lines actually indicate maybe inverse head and shoulders that I'll be measuring the head towards this area here, which actually works out nicely because it's near the 1618 Fibonacci retracement. However, we are in an ascending channel, is what I see, and that stunning trend line going down. That trend line is key to me right now because we've got one, two, three. You got a lot of hits there. Indecision, the area above the 200 EMA, but look, anywhere below the 125.5 handle, I'll be looking at short. If it stays above the 125, bulls are in control, and if we get a nice bullish stance going past the high, the 126.5 handle, then I'll be looking at maybe hitting this area around here and a little bit of pullback as you can see by my arrows and hitting 100% retracement of Fibonacci. Looking at the 4 hour, which is again intraday swing trades in a bit of range. We are pulling back, maybe pull back to the 125.398 kind of area, and if there is a large pullback, the 124.5 handle. And obviously, I'd be looking for a great trend around here. I like during the Asian session, we actually had the bulls in control. There was a lot of optimism. So, and I like the idea of a dollar weakness. So, I'm looking for any pullback in the majors right now. 124 is a nice area, of course. However, the bulls do come back in control and do, maybe this trend line isn't going to work as well. I'd be looking above the 126.721 area, as you can see by the arrows, how it would go. But yeah, my target would be the 127.5 and the 128 areas. Looking at the Aussie has actually been quite clean as well, considering the euro hasn't. It's chart a lot. Yeah, okay, we've had a few spikes out of the channel, but I like this chart very much. It's clean on the weekly. It's a descending channel, but are we going to get out of the descending channel? And if we do, look, we've got a beautiful 200 EMA there. That could be our target. The ends of 0.72 areas. But let's look at what's happening in the intraday swing areas on the daily. Now, I've got my red lines here to be crucial. We are really finding it hard to actually hit the 0.70 handle to go above that. If we do, I'd be obviously bullish towards the 0.71 high end areas, which goes with the weekly 200 EMA and retracement. We are in a channel which has been working. Is this fake breakout? Again, we're still in consolidation either way, and if you do want to take a short, anywhere short below this level to maybe 0.68407, which matches with near the 50 EMA. But what I like about the 4 hour is we are being squeezed in price, right? Quite a lot. And that's with most of the majors at the moment. But as I've drawn, there's a triangle as well as C, a pattern. If the bears do get in control, obviously out of this pattern, look for maybe a little pullback and short it to the 0.68 handle, which is still within the range as well. So you're not taking that much of a risk. And like I said, there's not many momentum trades you could take. Above, out of the triangle and the range area that we've been in, maybe go towards above the 0.69804 area. I'll be looking at a high end of 0.70485, maybe a little bit of pullback. And I want to see how that pullback reacts. Are we going to go for the weekly, as we can see that key area that I've drawn? And I've done that level in a different area because I really want to see if it does go above that area. Kiwi. The weekly. This is another clean chart, in my opinion, considering the rest. Okay, we've got a channel as per usual. Great bullish momentum we've had, of course, but we've got at resistance. If we do pull up further, obviously 200 EMA is my target. And a pullback towards the 50 EMA would be great as well. But still, we're in this consolidation. But looking at a daily, I've drawn that trend line actually from November 2017, and it has been hit a couple of times, which confirms the trend line. Now, what's nice is, A, B, C, D, new sequence of A, B, C. Are we going to get to a 2618? Is this a clear break? I want to see a clear break first, or maybe bullish stance, a pullback, and then hit the 0.67234 area, which matches our 200 EMA on the daily. But to trade that for swing trades, this is what I'm looking at. It's still in this range. It's not, I wouldn't say this is a clear breakout at all. A clear breakout to me is where I've got my line here at 0.66334. And I'll see how the pullback reacts. And if there is a bullish stance again, I'll be looking at the higher time frames as we've discussed on weekly and daily. That 200 EMA will be my target, which matches again the 2618. Okay. However, bears come into control, no problem. We could short it from this trend line and maybe look for a pullback again as well, and go towards the 1618 area, which is still within the range, and I'd say that's a good risk reward kind of trade. And again, you guys can go through the lower time frame to trade these ideas. Weekly on CAD, stuck within a range. I've drawn a channel here. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's it going to do when it hits here? Probably, got a bit of a trend line here as well. Above the 137 area, obviously I'm bullish. As you can see, below the 135 and a half area, I'm quite bearish. Looking at it daily, somewhat clean. Still got that trend line. Okay, bullish front, got that trend line going down. If it does go above the 50 EMA and the trend line, obviously I'll be looking at the 137 early handles, and if that gives a pullback and go towards the 38.2 or the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement area, which is the 138276 area. Which is not a bad area as well, because it has been quite a nice area actually. This, however, I like to keep an unbiased opinion on this, and if we do get the beautiful dollar weakness, I would be looking at this key trend line still. So if you do get the bears in control below the 134889 handle, I'll be looking at how it tests the 133761 handle, and anywhere below that area of the 100 retracement of the Fibonacci, I'll be looking down at the 130 areas. However, we do have very crucial, support and resistant areas. Looking at the 4-hour, which is much more clear to me. I've drawn my channel, and it looks, pattern-wise, it looks like a bearish flag. Okay. I could even draw another trend line here for further confirmation. If the bull's on control, I want it above the 200 EMA, which you can see right here. Okay, and maybe I'd actually look for a bullish formation just to be more clear. And the target would be towards the trend line or the 50 fib. To be honest, towards the trend line is 38.2, so it's quite a nice area. In my opinion, if the bulls are in control. Bears, however, below the 134476 area, maybe a little bit of pullback, and then reach to 100 fib retracement. And obviously, if the bears are still in control, just go with the waves that it shows you. But right now, this is impossible for me to trade. Okay, it's very range bound. It's not really showing me much momentum, so I wouldn't be trading this currency, in my opinion, until a nice breakout is. Because, let's see how it goes. Swift. Weekly, very messy. And it's been like that for ages. Look at that, very messy. But the daily is actually much more clear. Very clear, in fact. This is so much more better than the cat. Just look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Look, that is very clean to me. Okay, I've got my Fibonacci retracement. I've got my trend line over the trend line. Of yes, of course, I'll be bullish, and I'll take it to the 0.95 area, which matches the 61.8. Okay, bears getting control. I want it below the 0.93648 area, and I'll be taking it down to the 0.92530 area, which is very nice area. Which yes, very nice area. Again, see how it plays, because we look at the forehand now. So this channel is kind of working. I got my trend lines in support and resistance. As I said, if it does hit this channel area and the bear's getting control plus matches the trend line, obviously you can even take a short going to the 0.93241 area, and yeah, keep taking it down till the bulls get back into control. However, if the bulls get in control and we have dollar increasing above the trend line is what I'd like to see. Maybe a bit of a pullback towards, as you can see by the arrows, 0.94409. Then I might take it up to the 0.95125, which matches near the 200 EMA. But right now we're up to 50 EMA, so we won't be getting into this trade at the moment. However, just a clue, the minor pair of the Euro Swiss actually looks quite interesting. That's what you guys are interested in. Okay, quickly on the yen, I've got this long-standing kind of triangle formation as well, but I've got a channel as well. You know, it's a tricky pair yen. I'm not that much of a fan of the yen pair, but looking at the daily, it is somewhat clearer. I got trend line from the 9th. Actually, let's check the exact date. Yeah, so March around 16th, and yeah, hit 1, 2, 3. Went through a little. It's not the cleanest. Yeah, we were range bound this morning. You know, a bit of a bearish stance. Look, anywhere above, I would say, 107.149 area, I'd be bullish. But you got the 50 EMA, you got the 200 EMA. Maybe your 200 EMA could be the target. If we see, but again, depends on the sentiment that's happening. But looking at the 4 hour, 4 hour is much more cleaner, in my opinion. Yeah, you got the trend line down, hit 3 times, as you can see. I have drawn a channel here, and last week I was looking at the trade. If it comes out of this channel, obviously I'd be targeting this area here. But above this trend line, I'll be bullish. Be careful on 200 EMA though, which has worked nicely. So if the ball's in control above the trend line, maybe a pullback towards this area, and your target could be the 618 Fibonacci retracement. But the bears are in control. Could we get another hit on that trend line and go down below the 106.572 area? And obviously my target would be that trend line down at the bottom, which is what area? which is 106,213 area would be my target if the Fed's in control. Okay, that's what I see for the week. We do have good fundamental data that maybe could push the markets out of its ranges. Like I said, if the ECB during its meeting actually do the recovery fund 750 billion, then I'd see, how the other pairs are doing. Um, for more momentum trades, obviously, I'd be looking at the minor currencies. As I said, Euro Swiss looks quite nice right now. But as this is the first recording, let me know what you guys want and want more in the recordings. Do you want a separate recording on maybe minor pairs? Do you want to go through the indices? Let me know your thoughts and any improvements that need to overcome as well to recording, because it's, again, just a bit of a tester. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great week ahead and take care.